Hello, welcome to another Looney Tunes review video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you can follow my journey to review all 1000 classic Looney Tunes shorts and give this video a like as well. So this is a review for Bad Ol Putty Tat, and with me today is another Bad Ol Putty Tat, my good friend Blue Genocide. Say hi.
Hi guys.
So this is Bad Ol Putty Tat, released on the 23rd of July 1949 with a blue ribbon reissue in the late 50s. It's the 562nd in the series, and it's directed by Friz Freleng. You can find this on the Looney Tunes Golden Collection Volume 2 DVD set. It was remastered again, though, for HBO Max, so I guess pick your poison in terms of how you want to watch this cartoon, which is actually a pretty good one, but we'll get into that in one moment. Now, in case you haven't seen this cartoon, because let's face it, a lot of the Sylvester Tweeties do kind of blend together, and it's hard to keep track of which cartoon's in what. But for this one, we start off with the aftermath of a gag, which again we'll discuss in a moment, where Sylvester, who is mute this time round, is still after Tweety and tries to do all sorts of things to get him, including being part of a badminton game, which is the most exciting game of all. Now, with the trivia, and speaking of that badminton game, the players are caricatures of Michael Maltese and Ted Pearce, and I gotta say, Ted Pearce is especially excited to play badminton. I don't think I've ever seen anyone as excited as him to play it, but anyway. I know you love badminton, Blue. That's your favorite pastime.
No, I do not. I am putting this out there right now. No, I do not.
I thought you were going to take down all your Sonic videos and just do nothing but badminton analysis. But anyway, well, you heard it here, folks. He's going to do badminton analysis. Anyway, back to the trivia. So this is one of 4 Sylvester and Tweety shorts where Sylvester does not speak. Yes, of course, there are other Sylvester shorts where he doesn't speak, but in terms of the team up, it's one of 4 that were done. And background check. Yep, we can see Friz is back, and now he apparently is part of a national tapioca company. You know, good for him, you know, directing cartoons and having a tapioca company. Well done to Friz, I say. But I wanted to ask you all in the comments. Soul on Smells. That seems to be in this newspaper in the background. I can't seem to tell where that's from. So if you have any idea if that's based on some sort of an ad campaign or whatever, or if it's just a whole lot of nothing, yeah, let me know in the comments. I definitely want to know. So, Captain Badminton. Now, I mean, you said to me that you had to rewind this cartoon when it started, which is what I had to do as well. I mean, why is that?
It threw me for a loop because it definitely feels like the cartoon has already started when the first scene plays. And, you know, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing either. It's just very unusual. It's a very good opening to a cartoon.
Very unusual. I wish I did that sort of thing often. The only other time I recall ever seeing such an opening is in one of the, yes, awful adult party cartoon Ren and Stimpy episodes called Ren Seeks Help, where it literally starts with that Ren did something so bad that they didn't even show it in the beginning. So this is kind of like a similar sort of thing to me, where it's just like you're seeing the aftermath, and it works really well, especially seeing Sylvester all bandaged up straight away. I think it's fantastic. But yeah,
absolutely.
This is going to be pretty much how the formula for Sylvester Tweety shorts will more or less generally follow. I mean, yes, you got some with Granny, and then you're going to have some with the Bulldog, or both. But here is pure Sylvester and Tweety, and to me, it still feels as though the Clampett version of Tweety is still in here. He still feels a bit more aggressive at this point in time. I mean, what do you think?
I definitely feel that way, too. There's a gag in the cartoon that I remembered where Sylvester paints one of his fingers to look like a female Tweety bird, I guess. Yes, Tweety is a male. I don't know how many times we have to say that, but yes, Tweety acts a little bit not the way I'd expect Tweety to react to a girl Tweety bird.
I thought
It's probably the most masculine thing he's ever done, honestly.
Yes. I would say so. And, you know, there's always that debate, you know, is Tweety a boy? And, you know, this almost conclusively says so. And yes, I one can probably make that argument, Sylvester, hey, girls can like girls, but, that's another thing entirely. But
they wouldn't have been so forward with it in the 40s, I'd
bingo.
say.
Bingo. That's why I say this is basically conclusive. He's a boy. Based on the time this came out. So that trampoline gag, that's very similar even to one of the Clampett shorts. In fact, I think the first one where, the cat's bouncing up on the trampoline and Tweety's doing all these funny little gags, and Sylvester's doing the same thing here. So there's definitely references to Clampett here, but I think we're going to now slowly see less and less of the Clampett influence and more of the, I guess the Freleng influence as he takes more ownership of the character.
Bad Ol Putty Tat.
But you pointed out the finger painting gag, which I thought was hilarious. But watching these in order, it was interesting to note that I had just seen that same gag in Mouse Berserker, where Sylvester's got like a hand puppet sort of thing with the mouse, and here he's, of course, just using the finger. But answer me this, Blue. How the heck does he get those eyes to blink? Like, he could make a killing doing puppeteering or something. I mean, he's that good at doing next to impossible moves. I thought that was great.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't need to try to eat local birds. He could definitely make a living.
Exactly right. And now let's talk about that badminton gag, which, again, I know it's your favorite part because that's your life's passion.
I remember the badminton gag and the water cooler gag where the bomb sends Sylvester up into the water cooler, and the gag about Tweety being attracted to Sylvester's finger. The rest of the cartoon I didn't remember. So while I would totally believe that these gags were reused for another Tweety cartoon, IMDb and Wikia and basically every other source I could think of couldn't point to them ever being reused. So I guess I have seen this cartoon. The only thing about that is that means that a good portion of the cartoon is not very memorable to me.
Part of the thing with this one, and for a lot of Sylvester Tweety shorts, a lot of them do, at least for me, blend together where, a short might be genuinely good, but I won't exactly remember so much of it later on. But what I do remember is, as you said, the badminton gag, which I thought was pretty funny, especially how it was set to Freddie the Freshman.
Oh, it is.
Music. Yeah, it's a great, especially with the timing that Friz is so renowned for. But can we also agree that as we go towards the end of the cartoon, that birdhouse on the head gag is so hilariously dumb? He puts the birdhouse on his head, and then he's just standing on top like Tweety's not going to notice.
That felt like a Terry Tunes gag.
It was so stupid, but I loved it.
From the early 30s.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's stupid, but I absolutely loved it for that reason. I mean, my goodness.
Well, that's fair. No, that's completely fair.
Just to slowly wind this one down, I mean, look, I'm giving this one 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was, hilarious to watch and that, but it's, again, the Sylvester and Tweeties really do blend together for me. But I do think this is one of the better Sylvester and Tweeties in any case with some of these gags. So 7.5 out of 10, I think, is a pretty fair score. I mean, what say you?
I really think the Sylvester and Tweety cartoons really got their stride when they introduced the dog. I really feel like that, and Granny, I really feel like that really added a very important dynamic to these cartoons that's not here for this one. Like I said before, I think I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. I said this to you, 7 out of 10, not to the audience, because, outside of a few parts, I've probably already forgotten half the cartoon. And I just saw it today, just to prepare for this video. I'm really excited because All a Bird is almost coming out, and I really remember that cartoon. So I feel like better ones are coming.
Fair enough, and it'll be interesting to rewatch some of these because I've never thought too much of the Sylvester and Tweety shorts, which might be a bit unfair. Maybe by rewatching them with fresh eyes, I might actually come to appreciate them a bit more.
Well, absolutely. Tweety is turning 80 this year, so better time than ever, right?
Exactly right, exactly. So make sure you get that HBO Max subscription and watch this cartoon, or buy from my link below the Looney Tunes Golden Collection Volume 2. Either way is good, and definitely give this one a watch, because that
Shelling is good.
It definitely is. And hey, you actually get a whole disc of Sylvester and Tweeties on that volume set. So hashtag Tweety80. There we go. So that'll do it for this one. So thanks so very much for watching, guys. Let us know in the comments below about that Soul on Smells reference. And until then, see you next time.
I will give it full speed ahead. whacked the putty tat. You know I woos more putty tats that way.